Hello, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, remember to hit that subscribe button, and thank you to everyone who hits that like button. Supports the channel, helps it to grow, so thank you so much. Now we're going to talk about the new moon that's happening on the 6th of October in the sign of Libra. So this new moons are about setting new cycles, new intentions. It gives you the time and opportunity to manifest, to create, to plant the seeds that you need to move forward in. And that energy then goes right around to the full moon, the next full moon, and that's when you see your intentions and ideas start to seed and grow into fruition. So just remember that if you do like to do any manifesting or any work like that, that is a great time to do it. And Libra is about relationships. So there's a big focus here. It likes peace. Libra is the scales. It likes balance. It likes peace. It likes equality. It likes justice. It likes fairness. And it also likes to see both sides of a situation. So we're going to look into the aspects here around that energy, and we're going to do some cards, question times, and get some messages from Spirit for you. So let's see what comes through. But a couple of aspects here I want to go over. Libra, there is an aspect here where Mercury is in Libra retrograde, so it's not a good time to sign contracts, negotiations, finalize them. So no finalizing. Retrograde is an energy where you need to go over it. You need to review. You need to reflect. You might go back over a contract and be able to change it. So that's the positive aspect of Mercury retrograde. It is about communication, Mercury. So Mercury can be, messages can be misunderstood. Communication wasn't clear. So you might have to be careful of how you're communicating, definitely in this new moon energy, particularly with in Libra, where it is about how you are in relationships and a lot to do with communication. So keep that in mind. The other aspect here is we have a north node. We have 6 planets in air signs in this new moon energy. So that's very mental energy, very thinking, very about communication as well. We also have a north node aspect in an air sign, and it's in Gemini, which is also about communication and getting all the information. So we've got all those aspects. Keep that in mind. So a lot of air here, a lot of energy, a lot of movement here. Libra also, there's an Aries aspect here because we have the sun and the moon. We have Aries, which is Mars in Libra, opposing Chiron in Aries. And Chiron's a wounding. So this new moon is about healing relationships. There are going to be some shifts in relationships. There could be a cleansing, a purifying of the old energies. Some people may need to forgive themselves or work on forgiveness. There's going to be an aspect of connecting with soul family and healing. So please watch any words that are spoken or if you speak out, because everything has a positive and a negative, or a yin and a yang energy. So remember, there's some people will be getting into that more of the Mars energy here, and speaking up and speaking out and standing up for themselves, because there is an aspect here where it's, I want to be heard, I count. My wounds have come up. I want my wounds acknowledged and dealt with. So there is that's the Chiron in Aries. The last time we had that aspect and that needing to be heard, 1968, we had the revolution, we had the protests. So there is a lot of energy here where people are rising up. Libra rises up. It will fight for justice. It will fight for equality. It will fight for balance. So that is that energy. If you have any Libra or Aries in your chart, you may actually find this resonates with you a little more, or you feel a little bit more energized or needing to react and communicate it. So a lot of air, communication, a lot of speaking up, a lot of balance, a lot of justice, equality. There is a cardinal energy. There's squares and cardinal energy. It's strong energy. So please no lashing out, okay? Try and watch your words spoken and when you are speaking out, all right? So watch how you communicate and speak or write to people, because we've got Mercury retrograde. There can be a lot of miscommunication here. So be very reflective in all of that. Those energies. It's going to feel like, because with the Libra balance, you know, trying to make shifts in relationships, moving forward, healing, cleansing, moving forward. And we've got the Aries. So it's going to feel like a bit like an energy of we're moving forward with the handbrake on. So it's kind of not a full on moving forward. That energy will more come around the 20th of the month. October, because we have a full moon in Aries and there is no stopping that. That is full steam ahead. So get ready. But I think the Libra energies come into, and the new beginning is to rebalance your relationships. Look at both sides. So here, you know, where did you make mistakes? Where did they make mistakes? Where are you in balance? Where are they in balance? Libra is very good at looking at the other side of the coin. And I'm talking about the higher octave of Libra. It doesn't mean everybody, every Libran or everyone with Libra in their chart is perfect at that. But it is a sign. Its energy wants to balance. Its energy can look, it's why it's the Justice card in the tarot deck. It's like a court, a final decision, because it looks at all sides. It looks at all information. It looks at, well, this was happening for me, but what was the other person going through? That's what real balance is. That's what real justice and equality and equilibrium. It's about working together. Libra wants to bring a balance for both, and it will stand up. It will speak out if things start to get imbalanced. So everybody's got that energy going on. And with that Mercury energy there, and people's wounds wanting to be dealt with and acknowledged, and I count and I matter, please think first, then act. That is the message I can give you, because this energy that we do have with these wounds and in all relationships, there's an aspect here where Uranus in Taurus, it's going to bring in a lot of energy where you're kind of forced to compromise, where it's like you're going to make clear boundaries, but you're going to make clear boundaries in this energy, but also where do you need to compromise? Where do you need to be flexible? And if you've got resistance to any of that, that's where you'll have issues. So if you're dealing with someone that has any issues with flexibility, with compromise, there is an energy that is trying to balance this and break you out of your comfort zone. It will disrupt your plans. Have loose plans, because they are going to could be challenged. Your routines, your rituals. These are the things, and it's testing you. If you're a person with resistance to those things, there could be some issues that come up here for you around this new moon in Libra. And Libra's saying, no, we need to reset this. You need to rebalance this. You need to reharmonize this. There needs to be some justice and equality here. So if you're very fixed, or you're very routine, or you've got rituals, or this is the way I do it, and you have resistance to compromise, they are the people or situations that could have that more aggressive Mars energy, the wounds come up with the Chiron in Aries. And it's trying to shift relationships, or shift you in how you do relationships. So just keep that in mind. We have got here also a beautiful aspect. So Libra, you have to always throw in the new moon energy, the Libran relationships, because we've got Venus in Scorpio trine Neptune. Now Venus is the lower octave of Libra, and Neptune is the higher octave of Libra. And they both are about love. The higher octave of love, Neptune, the lower octave of love is Venus in Scorpio in this full moon in Libra, which is about relationships. So very romantic, very creative, very, very beautiful for those of you who want to be romantic. If you feel you need to be romantic or creative, we've got a lot of water signs here with that aspect, Venus trine Neptune, Pisces and Scorpio. A lot of water, a lot of love, a lot of romance, a lot of creativity. Then you could, for some of you, you could be very loved up. So we have a beautiful aspect here, and getting balance in that, or getting balance in a relationship, or I keep hearing, seeing the other side for a lot of you, and it's time to do that. And for the other side, people will really want to rise up. They really will, because there is this duality energy, breaking out of your comfort zones where you can't make up your mind, or you change your mind a lot. I feel like the balance will come in, okay? So just watch that. And as we said, last time Chiron, not the last time, but we had a Chiron in Aries in 1968. This is the I am energy. Aries is the I am, needing to be heard, protests, revolutions, I matter, I count, wounds. So let's get some overall energies here for the Libra new moon, and straight away what has come out is the Two of Cups. Now you cannot get any more appropriate card for this Libra new moon. Two of Cups is they meet in the minds, they meet equally. Nobody's giving any less or any more. This is commitment. This is a higher divine purpose, commitment, energy. And it can be to yourself, others, relationships, but to me it's about relationships. And put that in any aspect that you are in, okay? It could be a family, it could be a partner, it could be everyone, it could be how you are in relationships. But the Two of Cups represents equilibrium, equality, both having thoughts, emotions, support, both giving very equally. No one's overpowering anything. And this is how we get true heart alignment. This is how we get overwhelming emotional or heart alignment here, okay? And there is a learning, like if the Page of Cups with the Two of Cups, there is a learning here. There is something you will learn this new moon, or I actually hear you will have like an epiphany, like a revelation. Seems, I see something from a different side. I see something from that other person's perspective. And we have the Ten of Swords here, which is about completion of a cycle. So yeah, the new moon in Libra is bringing a completion of a cycle. It's also bringing final decisions, a final clarity, a call to step up, to mature up, to make bigger, better and better decisions from more of maturity and from an equal place, okay? Because you've got to remember, the emperor runs an empire. He has to think of everybody. He has to think of the whole village. He has to take into account everybody's situation, opinions, values, positions, and then has to come up with a final decision. So, and this is about Ten of Cups, happiness, contentment. For some of you, the new moon, you could be ready to set off on a new path. This is the yes card. This is, I'll give it a go. Let's give it a go. I feel like I should be adventurous and reach out, and also speaking up. This card is speaking up. He's yelling out. So ready to speak up. So we have got that aspect there as well. But I really love the closing out, the Ten of Swords. So a lesson has been learned. And just as I said that, we have the Three of Swords reversed. So that's old pain, old wounds. There's the healing. There's the purifying of the old energies. Make sure you're flooding forgiveness. Okay, connect to your soul family, heal, because there's a lot. This Libra new moon is bringing us 10 of Swords is completion of a cycle. How many more lessons did you need to learn? How many more experiences in that did you need to learn? You want to move to more harmonious, balanced, giving and receiving energies, and that is where the heart alignment or the emotion or the overwhelming emotion is pushing you to align or activate within your heart. That's why you're closing out a cycle, the 10 of Swords, whatever that is for you. A final decision has been made, and a decision that is the best for the good of all, for the long term, and for, you know, taking care and making mature decisions here about 10 of Cups, which is happiness, contentment, happily ever after, and now ready to speak up, stand up, and come out of that old, hurt, painful energy, where the world reversed is a new beginning. So you're coming out of a hurt, you're ready for a new beginning. You're not quite, you're just planting the seeds, the action's yet to be taken. And this is going for victory, you know, knowing you will succeed, knowing you will. It is reversed because we're just coming out of this wound, this hurt, this pain of the old. We're healing the old. So they're beautiful cards, actually. Let me just see what else. We'll get some clarifiers on this for you all. Oh, yeah, wow. A lot of you, the Two of Cups, coming out of deceit, coming out of deception. So that could be seeing someone else's point of view, another side of the story. It could have been where you were doubting yourself. It could have been where you were not giving equally, or someone was not giving equally. Deceit and deception is either deception around you or you were deceptive of a situation. But it's more about imbalance. This is about where it was equal or not. It's like the deception. That's what I mean by deception. Okay, so coming out of that, it's very clear. And we've got heart alignment and the Fool card, getting ready to take a new leap of faith, go on a brand new journey, a new way of being. You haven't been able to, or you're not ready, you're just planting the seeds. Some of you have had to end a relationship, or how you are in relationships, and actually you're wanting to move towards a better foundation, a stronger foundation. For some of you, this will actually be about relationships where you're wanting a more balanced relationship. You've come out of deceit and deception, whichever way that is for you. It can be mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. You are getting prepared or healing or getting your energies ready. You are going to go on a new path, but you're not ready yet. This is a relationship, the foundation that you want. And to have that, it's like you had to close something out. That's for some of you. You know where you're going. We have the Emperor here, final decision, the 10 of Cups, and ready to speak up and speak out or have communication. They've come out of a wound. They're healing. They're wanting to start a new beginning. They're wanting this victory, but not yet. For others of you, it could be as simple as in all relationships, any relationships, where is it not balanced? And I think you've got clarity on that. I think for some of you, there's an overwhelming emotion that has been stopping you moving forward, that may have been taking your security, your stability, blocking your relationships, not making relationships work well, whether it was in your job, in your career. Let's get some more clarifiers before I go on. I can talk all day. The Emperor has definitely made a final decision to move forward. He will have all his information. He has reflected, he has gathered, he is ready to make a decision, move forward and flow with it. There's definitely connection here to soul family, to like-minded people, to supportive people. This is celebration as well. Someone is decided to move on and forward in whatever that is, and this is celebration. This is also connecting with people, soul family, as in you know, groups that get together that are fighting for equality, justice, equilibrium, balancing the scales, standing up together in a group. We matter, we count. We need to be acknowledged. This protest, revolutions, that type of thing. And there is a speaking out. There really is a speaking out, particularly where it's been blocked or not blocked. There's been temporary restriction or something not being looked at or not ready to be looked at or spoken out. And it definitely is now. It definitely is now, because we have the Three of Swords in reverse here. So you've been rethinking something. You have really gone over. You've looked at everything you've got, everything you've built. You're at a position now where it's like complete. It's like, what's next? What's the next step? What do we have to do next? And you're coming out of that now. There's no more thinking here. It's clear. The wound's clear. The wound's healed. You're coming out of it. There's no more thinking about it and reevaluating it. The new beginning, the only thing that is going to be blocking this new beginning, for some of you, it will be emotion, heavy emotion, but some of you are coming out of that, okay, still around this new moon in Libra. And the victory, and on the this card here, the Six of Cups, is about, in reverse, is still being a little nostalgic, still looking at the past, but on the other side, I feel we're actually getting out of that, because we're actually coming out of the deceit and the deception, whether it was your deception, your perception is different. To me, there's a lot of, I had this certain perception and it's changing and now I'm coming out of it. But when we're in that, there is a bit of a wound here. There is a bit of healing and a lot of emotion here. Libra is to do with emotions and the heart and relationships. So there is a little bit of conflicting energy here in these cards, but I do see that there with Mercury retrograde and the duality, can't make up my mind, can't, you know, changing my mind. So, and we do that duality when we're getting a lot of clarity, and we get that clarity through wounds coming up, okay? But there seems to be, for a majority here, there's no more rethinking. We're coming out of deception. There's a cycle that's ended here. The blindfold is coming off. I'm ready to speak out. And if this was just about you with a desire to stand up for your rights for society, you are going to collaborate and you are going to move forward where you haven't been able to, or do something or take action. And that can be the reflecting as well. For others of you, it's personal. And this was very heavy emotional energy that needed to come out around this Libra new moon to rebalance. Things were not balanced here. They're topsy-turvy. Not seeing clearly. You're definitely finding your passion again. The Knight of Swords is finding their passion, finding their drive. You're manifesting, and there is still a little bit of overwhelm there. We're getting emotional balance here, and we have the Sun card here as well. So we're going to get success. We're going to get that passion. The King of Cups is about emotional balance. It's like, to me, that's very Libran, keeping that emotional balance so we can make good decisions in our manifesting. The overwhelm. We had the Empress here as well. So interestingly enough, I've got to say this too, we've had the Emperor and the Empress turn up here in this reading with the Two of Cups. So, and the Ten of Cups. So if this is about a relationship for you, this is a divine counterpart. The Empress and the Emperor, they have a higher divine purpose together. This is a universal purpose, and it's not just them being together, the universe wants them together. And I would say there's been a lot of, if you find yourself, this resonates for you, there's been a lot of maybe deceit, deception, wrong thinking here, sabotages, emotions, pain, someone having to deal with people, places, situations to move on. There's been a lot of that, but see, the Empress and the Emperor have to make mature decisions, higher decisions that most other people would not do. That's why they're an emperor and an empress. You know, they will move forward when they need to. They will grow when they need to. They will make those big, hard decisions that most people are not willing to take. That's why they're not emperors and empresses. So there is a high divine calling here. Some of you, there was overwhelm moving towards the Empress. Or an Empress can represent starting a new cycle, birthing a new cycle, growing a new cycle. There was a hold up here. I'll say for the lovers, there was a hold up here. For others of you, there is definitely something that's been your wish fulfillment, or you're trying to manifest, or you're standing up for, or you're going to fight for, and that could be justice in society, equality, balance for people. But we must watch how we communicate that. We must watch that. Okay. We'll grab some romance cards for the romance part of this Libra energy. The very first came out, there was deception. The very first card that came out on the Two of Cups was deception. So coming out of deception, it is safe for you to love now. So the masks are off. We have masks in this, and the masks are off, and it's safe for you to love and open your heart and give and receive the highest energy at all, moving into a balanced giving and receiving relationship. And if you have been in separation from your divine counterpart or partner or empress or emperor, your lover, your twin, whatever you want to call it, you're coming out of separation. So there's definitely, for the love part of the reading, there's definitely a change coming. There is a need. The deception was somebody was not expressing their love fully, or was not clear in how they felt, and now they are. That deception's now going to be, you know, they're coming out of it. Some may have been having to heal family issues, family wounding. They're coming out of it. It's reversed. And some of them had to release an ex, and they are doing that. Can we have an end result for the lovers, please? Freeing themselves. Freeing yourself from everywhere and anywhere that you were, anywhere and anywhere you needed to release yourself from the past, which we see here as well. And anywhere and everywhere the love was unrequited and you were fighting to make it work. You were fighting to balance it out. You were really trying to get justice out of a situation. It looks like you're just going to free yourself from that. Because sometimes we stay somewhere to make it work too long, or we put too much effort in, but we're dealing with someone that's unrequited. They're not wanting justice. They're not wanting fairness. They're not wanting to resolve. So some of you, I think you've realised that you may be working with someone that you needed to release, like an ex or an old wound or an old tie, or family member or something that's to do with deep connection that wasn't working with you. And maybe that's the deception that you're realising and coming out of. This person doesn't, see, releasing someone from the past or a past life relationship. That's for some of you. Anyway, we won't go on there. Oh no, Spirit said 2 more cards. Past life relationship and deception. Some of you have come to a big conclusion, or will this new moon in Libra, that you were dealing with someone of the past. It is over. You are moving on. These old wounds, they're completed. That you're ending a relationship. You've come out of a cycle. You've made the decision. You're moving forward to your Ten of Cups. More like-minded people. This is just for the love part of it, and something you may have been trying to fight for, work with, someone, get equality, justice, equilibrium. That's just not going to happen. And I think you've realised that. I think you've realised I was fighting with someone who didn't want to resolve the issue. So that's the Ten of Swords, the end of the cycle. There's no foundation here because this person won't work with me. They don't want it peaceful. They don't want to do it equally. So that's a big thing for a lot of people, but you do know where you're moving on to. You seem to be having or wanting this new beginning with someone who, or a situation that you feel very balanced in this giving and receiving. So for others of you, this feels like groups, connections, friendships that give you contentment, that give you happiness, that are like-minded, where you're all needing to be heard, where you'll stand up, where you will feel you're getting equality, justice and equilibrium, particularly balance in the world or within your relationships, friends, groups, associations, and anything that's not on that path, anything that's not supporting that path. It looks like there's endings, changes, movement, new beginnings, and trying to get victory in moving forward. So, clarity, we finally got there. And it's interesting, you know, the Knight of Cups, the balance, the Cups emotion between the Emperor and the Empress. There's a big energy here, inner child, self-mastery and listening. Remember, the communication's also about listening, creative forgiveness, and spiritual awakening. So there's a huge spiritual awakening here that needs forgiveness. Be creative. Some of you will be working on your inner child, whether it's inspiration or healing a wound, but it is bringing in alignment. It's bringing in self-mastery for you. So listen to your intuition, listen to your spirit guides, listen to what the messages are. Let's just grab a couple of these. Any more messages for the collective on the new moon in Libra for the 6th of October, bringing new beginnings. Awareness. It's funny coming out of awareness too, like an awakening. There's a lot of awareness here, or the new moon's going to bring that awareness that you need. Obstacles and challenges, passion reunited. Yep, deception and envy. Isn't that interesting? There is a massive wake. There's a massive message here that's coming through for this new moon in Libra. There's deception. I've had that again and again and again. So remember, deception is seeing another side of a coin. It's seeing the other person's point of view. It's being aware of someone who is not willing to work with you, not wanting equal, not wanting balance and fairness. And there seems to be an awareness coming, or if you haven't had it, or if you're aware of it and you're putting in the actions to move forward this new moon, because you're moving forward past the obstacles or where you've been blocked. There's a solar plexus healing here. And then we have passion ignited and acceleration. So a big moving forward here. A big moving forward. So that looks really good. Looks like we've got some really good energies there for the new moon. But I must say, there's a lot of healing going on, a lot of clearing out the energies. That's the North Node energy here. We have the star seed and loving compassion. So there's the Libra energy. Oh, I've got cards everywhere here. Realm builder and communication, and that's very interesting. Communication and the realm bridger, not builder. So it's about communicating and connecting to like-minded, clearing up communications, building and mending those bridges where there's loving compassion, where you're getting the equality, where you're getting the justice, the balance. And your soul star chakra is connecting into these your gifts and talents, but it's also merging with the divine to get this balance, get this equilibrium, get this merging into more balance in relationships. This is a deep soul calling though, you know, and this deep soul calling may, for some of you, spiritually activate some gifts and unique talents. Because when you come into harmony, when you're working with someone who's working with you and for you in this balance and there's equal give and receive, you know, things can be really activated here. So just keep that in mind, and this is why it's important to go through these shifts. It's important to understand these energies if you want to evolve, if you want to move beyond your current spiritual or physical evolution. And it is all about the giving and receiving and the balanced energy, seeing both sides, etc., etc. in this energy. So there it is, guys. I've got to wrap it up for today. I hope that helps you. The Libra new moon is generally a nice energy. It's new beginnings. There's just a few little aspects there that will bring up some wounding, so just be aware of that, and it could be a little bit fiery with that Aries Mars energy. For the lighter side of things, it could be quite romantic for a lot of you. So there you go. Enjoy. I hope this helps. Take care. Bye.